We'll start with in-person first.
Pretty good defensive performance out there today.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, Courtney Williams, you see why she's so good and why she's been kind of carrying them the last part of the season here. I mean, she made some really tough shots, but other than that, I thought we did a really, really good job defensively. And even hers, I mean, she had to work to get them and she had to shoot it over her hand in her face. But you take her points out of it, and we held them to low 30s, and so that's a really good defensive effort. I mean, Billings got most of hers early and not a lot late, and obviously Tosh did her usual, getting up into Tiffany Hayes, and I thought our other guards, particularly Leilani at the start, made Ari McDonald work. So we did a good job, and we didn't give a ton of offensive rebounds when it mattered in the second half. So I thought all of that was good.
Tina kind of started to take over in that second quarter and kind of stretched out into the third. Another one of those games where you guys needed her and you were able to lean on her.
Yeah, I mean, she had, she's one of those when everybody's talking about a rebound, she goes, yeah, some of them were on my own misses. But, I thought she got fouled on about 3 or 4 plays under the basket. And, she would have had 30 something if those had been called, but they weren't. And she kind of stuck with it. That's a hard thing to do, playing through frustration when you get fouled that many times. I mean, between her and the number of times that Shavante got fouled in the first half, I mean, I just shake my head.
And speaking of the rebounds, that milestone, how impressive is that?
I mean, it's really impressive. I mean, I was lucky enough to coach her first few years when she led the league in rebounding, I think 2 out of 3 years. And she's just, she's relentless about going after the ball. And she's got such great hands that, once she gets it, it's hard to take it from her. I mean, she's just got good timing and she blocks out consistently. So, I mean, all of that leads to being a great rebounder.
Sticking on Tina for a second, I noticed she did look a little bit frustrated, particularly early in the game. I think it was. Did you say anything to her with the body language, or just let her kind of work through?
No,
she was just upset with herself.
Yeah, I mean, she missed some shots she usually makes. She rushed them a little bit. She missed a couple outside shots on the front rim, and she corrected that. I mean, obviously, when you miss those early and you come back and make 3 threes in a crucial part of the game, she's one of those great players that is able to adjust, and I thought that was huge for her.
Do you feel like that's just one of those nights where that happens, or is she still working back from that injury?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, probably. Elizabeth Williams and Billings are really good defenders, and they have a reputation for blocking shots. I would say they got a little bit more credit for blocking shots than I would have given them. I think that's just it's a little bit, and she played through some of the double teams tonight. She made some good decisions, and the ball really moved when we saw double teams tonight. I mean, that got Teresa wide open for some of her threes, got some other people wide open. When we have that kind of a game, I think we had 20 assists tonight. That's a good night. For us, we had assists on 2/3 of our baskets.
And how good does it feel to win both the second quarter and the third quarter?
Yeah, for us to even break 80 right now, I don't know what the last time we broke 80 was. So, we've been a little bit offensively challenged, and so and doing it without some key players out there, that was huge.
That's it for me, except for Twitter tells me you hit a milestone too, your 150th win with the Mystics franchise.
I had no idea. I have no idea. Thank you. I don't know. Thank you.
Any other questions in person?
No.
Then we'll go to Rafiq.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank
I
you.
want to get your thoughts on the way Teresa played as she carried the team when the rest of the stars couldn't in this victory that nearly saved your playoff hopes.
Well, that's a pretty strong term to say she carried the team, but she did her part and she stepped up and made some threes, and she's been really struggling with her back. And for her to, come off the bench. And, she loves playing against Atlanta. I mean, she had a great game the last time we played them. But, she did that, and she got some big rebounds for us too. The tip in that she had when we were kind of losing our momentum was a big play.
And your thoughts on that 3-pointer that she made where it kind of bounced a couple of times before it went in?
Well, I was praying for it like everybody else, it's bouncing around the rim. That's what everybody's doing. So that was a big, big shot for us.
And how good is it, final question, to see Tina Charles have a bounce back game compared to the way she played in the last couple of games?
I'll let you ask her that. I just think everybody's happy to come back and play at home and get ourselves going. And, we all know we laid an egg in Seattle, and that was a collective effort of doing that. And, we needed a bounce back. And, one of the best things about this team, despite all the stuff that's going on, when you walk into the starter practice or shoot around, we don't look like a team that's feeling sorry for itself. And we have some reason to do that at times, but we still have a lot of learning to do and some growing up to do. But if nothing else, we've been resilient through some of this.
Appreciate your insight and good luck against Chicago.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hi.
Yeah, don't have to look at the
Yeah.
screen anymore.
Okay.
How did you feel today? Do you feel like back to yourself again?
No, I thought I played very poor. I have high standards for myself and how I come out and play and trying to be efficient the older I get. I just missed some shots that I should have made that could have made the game more easier for us. It gave Atlanta a little bit of life, but having teammates like Shavonte Zellis who knows me and knows to get into me and definitely encouraged me to just keep going out there and just keep playing my game and to be more aggressive.
How are you feeling physically?
I'm a bit tired, which is warranted. Having, I think it was like 10 days that I haven't played or been around with that injury I had. And, the first half of the season playing 30 some minutes and then going to USA. I think all of us are tired, but it's not an excuse, but yeah, of course I'm tired.
Your hip is feeling.
Yeah, everything's cool. Thank you.
In a game like this, I know you guys have been in this situation all year long, but with Maisha out and no Ariel, do you even kind of come in and saying, hey, they really need me tonight?
I think the team needs a player like me every night. I don't see it as I don't see that my role is less than because players are here. Coach T wanted me here for a reason. He told me to be myself, and that's what I've been able to do all season long. I think I more so, want them. I want us to get together and play more together and have more time out there on the court. But when the team is here, I still have the same mindset to attack and pick my spots when open. Yeah.
Just one last one for me. Another milestone, number 2 rebounding, all time. What does that mean to you?
It means everything, especially I believe it was Rebecca Brunson. It's very unfortunate that she was left off of that top 25. Rebecca Brunson is one of the dominant players. I mean, coming out of the Big East and knowing what she represented there, she was someone I looked up to. Even when she was at Minnesota, her role, I think she has the most championships in WNBA history. And she just set the tone for rebounding. So to go past Rebecca Brunson, I think it's more so about her and just how she set the tone to me.
Bring you're passing the baton so smoothly here. How did it feel, to have the PA announcer announce that and have the fans, applaud you? I saw you pointing to someone, but other than that.
I pointed to my teammate, my former teammate, Kalena Green. She was here. I played my first couple of years with her. Connecticut Sun, won championships with her at UConn. So she's my best friend. So it was cool that she was here.
That's awesome. Was that just a coincidence that she?
Yeah, I had no clue why everyone. I didn't know. I had to look up and see. I didn't know what I was coming into this evening playing this game with the rebounds. Yeah.
And then Coach T hit a milestone too, his 150th win with the Mystics. And I know you played for him for a while, obviously, and just thinking back through your career, like what makes him stand out to you as a coach?
That it's not just about basketball. He wants you to be an amazing woman. He wants you to advocate for what you believe in. He wants you to go out and be the player that you are. He has great patience. He's a player's coach. To me, he's too patient to me, but I think that's why our dynamic is great. But I love Coach T, and he trusted and believed in me, made my dream come true, selecting me back in 2010. So I always have a great spot in my heart for him, and I'm happy for him.
Thanks, Tina.
Tina, this was working for you. Seeing early on, you missed a couple shots, but then you were really able to exert yourself.
Yeah, I can't really say anything was working for me. I think I was just staying with it. You know, as a player, this is my 11th year playing. I think you have games like that, and you know how to search yourself. I just try to get on the rebounds, get back into the game on the defensive end, sharing the ball, setting hard screens, and I knew one would go in eventually, and then just going from there. And then the second half, you know, as everyone knows, throughout the season, we struggle in the third quarter, so we just wanted to make sure that we came out very intentional and being very aggressive. And you know, it started with me, and so I think it was more so the second half, third quarter coming out.
Are there any nuances with your positioning that trying to give your teammates an entry lane for that pass? It seemed like they were able to find you a few times for really easy buckets.
Yeah, that's stuff that we've been working on coming in. I think Teresa Plaisance does a great job with high-low passes. You know, her and I have a great connection on that. There were some plays that we did out of timeout where I, you know, faked high and came back low, and Tosh found me, and Elizabeth Williams, being who she is, blocked it. But those are just things that we're just trying to get into, just trying to exploit other options than the obvious.
Cool.
We'll go to Zoom now, unless there's other in person. So Michelle.
Yeah, Tina, congrats on moving into that number 2 spot. Can you kind of put in perspective, you talked about how, you know, what a great player Rebecca Brunson is, but the fact that the three of you, Brunson and Sylvia Fowles, are all contemporaries and are the 3 greatest rebounders in WNBA history. And I know probably have a great respect for each other. Can you kind of put that in perspective too?
Yeah, those two, especially Sylvia Fowles, you know, I looked up to her. I remember when I was at UConn, I had her poster in my locker as motivation, as just someone I wanted to see every day when I came into the gym, and who I aspire to be just as dominant as or close to. And, you know, playing against Rebecca Brunson, she's always so genuine and kind to me when I first came into the league off the court. Always very gracious, and just the way she played, you know, she was someone who gave me my welcome to the WNBA a handful of times. And so again, to pass Rebecca Brunson, just what she's meant to this league, just what she's done, a player like herself, making it okay for players who may not be the most skillful, but there's always the dirty work. There's those players who do things that don't show up on the stat sheet. And she's why you appreciate players like that. And that's why Minnesota was so successful, because of her sacrifice and just who she was able to be throughout all of that with Maya and Simone and Sil and Way. You could go down the line, but again, I think it's all about Rebecca Brunson and Sylvia Fowles and just what they've meant to my career, and why I've been able to position myself as this, by seeing them, women that look like me, playing as hard as they do, and just carrying the torch in the WNBA. And I hope that a young woman will see me and, you know, feel the same way.
You know, Mike has talked a lot, and you guys all have, about this resiliency, and I'm sure you probably would like the need to be less resilient this year with everything you've gone through. But what do you feel like in terms of personal growth you and your teammates have been through, just with having to deal with everything you've dealt with and still being in the playoff race?
Yeah, adversity definitely builds character. It definitely shows forth who you are on and off the court. You know, not every day is a great day for us here. When, you know, you don't see Ariel one day, you don't see Maisha, you know, you get this taste in your mouth like, oh, Elena's there, and then, you know, she's not, you know, all that is real. And then I slipped out of the lineup with my injury. It's definitely hard, but I think when you have a coach as Mike T, who is very patient, very encouraging, you know, he always says, you know, basically to me, he says, like, you know, the sun is up, you know, there's other things going on in the world, and this is just a game. You know, we still have to approach our love for the game as so, and come to work. And like Coach T said about our group, you know, there's never a time where we feel sorry for ourselves. We take it face on. We've been dealing with it from the beginning of the season, knowing we don't have Emma and Alicia and Elena, and we're just trying to find what works for our group right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Last question to Rafiq.
Hey, Tina, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
I just want to know, like, how good it felt to have like a bounce back game compared to the loss against Seattle the other nights.
Yeah, the loss against Seattle definitely hurt. It's definitely one that I'll probably always remember. They came out with their game plan. That was a playoff game for them. The way they came out and played, you know, they dropped a couple of games that they were probably pissed off about, and they came out and they took it out on us. But for us to come out tonight and get this win so we can still be in the hunt for the playoffs and make it difficult for the other teams around us, I think it's Dallas and New York. That's all we can do. Just come out and just worry about ourselves, focus on ourselves, and just who we have up next, and see where we fall.
And how good is it to have Teresa contribute the way she did off the bench, including that shot that bounced a couple of times before it went in?
Yeah, it's just one thing. You don't have to worry about TP putting it up at the 3-point line. So there's a couple of times when, it was like a last second situation under 5 seconds, and we knew it was going to go up. And that's what TP does. She practices that, slipping out of screens and finding her spot. And she's very selfless. She loves to make those type of passes. Her and I have a great high-low connection. So I'm very happy for her. It's definitely a game that she needed, because moving forward, we're going to need everyone to land in that playoffs.
And now that you guys are done playing at least your final home game, what is the mindset going into the next 2 games, starting with Chicago coming up this Sunday?
Just to go out and play hard, and just to go out and compete. I mean, that's all we can do. Just keep competing no matter who's on the floor, continue to trust in one another, come out with great energy, and see how it falls, see how the chip falls.
Appreciate your insight and good luck on trying to get into the playoffs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's it, Tina. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Name of your upcoming podcast.
So happy.
We do look so happy.
We will start with in-person questions first.
Let's get it.
I feel like I should just open the floor to Tosh and TP and see if there's anything that you guys.
This is what tea time's all about.
Yeah, this is what tea time is all about. The brotherhood.
The brotherhood.
No, man. Thank you, Jesus. Won't he do it?
Won't he do? Won't he will?
No, tonight was big for us. We needed this. We needed the momentum. We needed the confidence. We needed this game. We're very aware of where we are in the standings. We're very aware that we are fighting for our lives to get in the playoffs. And I'm really proud of this group and the resiliency of being able to bounce back from a really bad loss in Seattle, through all the injuries, through all the adversity, to come out tonight and to get a good win, like a good feeling win, was huge for us.
Absolutely. We've just been struggling for so long that tonight felt really good, and we really need this for camaraderie. We really need this to build off of, to see the trajectory of the rest of our season. I think this was a good starting point for our next couple games, and we're just looking forward to building off of it.
Feel even better knowing that, well, you guys have been missing people all year, but, you're missing some, a lot of points weren't out there today.
Yeah.
Does that make this one even feel even better in the fact that you guys were able to kind of rally together?
Yeah, definitely. And, our hearts are heavy, and they're with Ariel and her family. And, that's our family member. So being able to hold it down for her, being able to hold it down for Maisha, for Elena, for AC, that is always in the back of our mind, of making sure that we hold it down while others need to, put their priorities first, because again, at the end of the day, this is a game, but family is the most important thing. So it's a really good, feel good win. I know A is proud of us, and we're happy that she's able to be home with her family and just kind of get the closure she needs.
Great defense today.
Thank God, bro.
I know that's been a
Long time coming.
Woo!
What worked so well on that end before tonight?
I feel like our communication was a lot better tonight, and we were doing the little things right. We were contesting shots. We made sure we stuck to our scouting report on closeouts and made sure that we did the little things right. Our rotations were really good on shooters and getting to the next person and bumping people out. We did a really great job, just all the way around. I think tonight was a collective effort from posts and guards, and you just saw it in the score tonight. We, one of our best defensive efforts in the last couple games.
Yeah.
I'll shut up and pass on.
I gotta ask you both about Tina. She's probably the only player in the league who has 26 and 16 and is looking frustrated with herself. But did either of you, say anything to her, maybe early when she was missing shots, or just kind of let her work through?
Let her work through.
Yeah.
We know that, Tina is one of our go-tos. We know that she's going to come through. We were all kind of fatigued in that first 5 minutes of the game. So we knew that our legs would kick in. We knew that second one would kick in. So just letting her go to work, but putting her in easier positions, getting her from, instead of popping, let's get you on the post. They don't have an answer for you. So let's get you going so that, those threes now become easy for you because you saw the ball go in. So she's a hell of a player. We're very lucky to have her, and we're really proud of her too for bumping up to that second on the leaderboard for rebounds. That's huge. So we're really proud of her.
You led me right there. That's where I was going. Maybe word for TP. What makes Tina so good on the boards?
What Tina has really great hands. She has like sticky
Mhm.
fingers. I'm very confident at the top of the key making a high-low pass to her because I know that she catches the ball.
Mhm.
She does a really great job of finding the ball and just her work that she does ahead of the time
Mhm.
to wedge people in, to get herself available to get these rebounds, as well as staying ready. She, even after a shot, she thinks it's going in, she waits to make sure it goes in. That's all the way around with her shot, with everybody else's shot. She does a really great job of pursuing rebounds as well. Tina's just one of the best in the game at pursuing and grabbing boards. And, you see it in the statistics, and clearly tonight she did a really amazing job as well.
She did shout out your high-low passing, by the way, but that's good to know.
Yes,
Aw.
sir.
She makes it easy.
Tea time all around.
Aw.
TP and Tosh.
Last thing for me, Tosh, I gotta ask you about that mural I saw on Instagram yesterday. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, it was really surreal. When Ari came to me with Highlight Her and Zell and told me that they wanted to dedicate a mural to me, I was like, me, like me. But to be impactful is to be present, and I love this community here in DC. Trying to utilize my platform in whatever way I can to make sure that this community is heard, that they're seen, and that there's solutions being given to them. But you dream of stuff like this from the time you're a kid. Like, this is my wildest dream. Your dream is to get to the W, but then to have something like this so monumental, to kind of leave your legacy, to really realize your purpose and what you're intended, what God intended you to do. It was surreal for me yesterday. I'm really proud of the work I've done in the community, but yeah, I cried like a baby.
What was your message to the group of girls? It looks like you were saying some remarks.
Yeah, just talking about representation. I stand on the shoulders of the OGs that came before me in this league, and they'll stand on my shoulders when my time is up in this league and when me and TP are done. And we're very aware of what we fight for now. We might not reap the benefits of it, but that next generation will. And we want the next generation to see themselves in us and know that whether it's sports, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, whatever their wildest dream is, it's obtainable. But you got to work for it. You got to put in time for it. You just got to follow and believe in yourself, because no one's going to believe in you along the way. You got to have that belief in yourself. And they're a really good team. Like, they're cold. Like, they are really, really good. Got players going to Georgetown and to Louisville. So just making sure I'm doing what I can to help them kind of guide them into their college career and whatever they need, and also utilizing the power of their voices at a young age. I wish I would have known how powerful my voice was at a younger age.
That's awesome. Thank you, Tosh.
Appreciate you.
I like to
And
say
thank you
something
for
about Tosh as well.
Oh, you're so sweet. And thank you for your article, for real. I needed it. I needed it. It can sometimes be a thankless job of what I do on the court for our organization, but to know that my teammates see me and they see what I'm doing and that you see me, that I needed that. So thank you.
A great TP quote too. There was more.
I know. I know. She got me emotional too, but you can go ahead.
Tosh is, I know we all see Tosh like on the court and what she does via social media and things like that, but as a friend, she's such a genuine person, and she would take her shirt off her back and give it to anyone. So the fact that she's being recognized for not only her work on the court, but off the court, what she does for social justice, what she does for DC, what she does in all these platforms that she has a hand in, it's really impactful. And to be her friend and see all the work that she does constantly on the court. When she gets home from practice, she's on phone calls, making things happen for different people here and there. Tosh never stops. And it's so nice to see her being able to be recognized for all the work that she puts in, because she does a lot more behind the scenes that you see than she does on the court, which she does a load of things on the court. So
Thanks, TP.
of course.
This is a love session. Oh my
This
gosh.
is tea
This is a
time.
brotherhood.
This is tea
Tea time with
time.
Tasha TP. Thanks, brother.
Of course, brother.
Brother.
I don't know if I'm gonna follow that up, but Tosh, you told us before, and presumably it's on similar line, but at the end of the game, the huddle seemed like you were very vocal. What were you trying to convey to your team?
That I'm really proud of us for how we came out tonight, for how we battled, but there's another level to us that we haven't even touched yet. So enjoy tonight, embrace it because it feels good to win. But know that when tomorrow comes, we go right back to work and we're still fighting for our lives. So just making sure that, yes, we did a great job, but we need to keep the goal in sight and we got to get back to work tomorrow.
We'll go to Natalie on Zoom.
Tosh, you mentioned kind of paving the way for the next generation, kind of in between generation. Both Georgetown and Mason women's basketball were there tonight. What does it mean to not only have fans, but to have college teams be able to come back out and see the league?
It's everything. And George Mason is in the A10. I'm an A10 kid. I'm a mid-major kid. So I have a lot of love for my mid-major schools. But for them to just see us, again, representation matters. They can see themselves in us, and that makes the world of a difference for their careers and for their aspirations for after they're done with college. So it's a really special moment whenever we have teams in here. And each and every single one of us, not even on the Mystics, but us as a whole league, like we're very conscious of what we are as role models to the next generation of young women. And we take that with great pride and we take it with a lot of responsibility. So it's always a good time when teams come in here and they see us do what we do, and they can aspire to be the next Natasha Cloud and the next Teresa Plaisance, but themselves in it. You know what I mean?
Rafiq.
Hey, ladies, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a question for Teresa Plaisance. I just want to know, like, how has it felt to put in the effort that you did in tonight's victory, especially with that shot that bounced a couple times before it went in?
It felt really good. To be honest, we really need to see the ball fall for us because after the Seattle game, everybody besides Z, she was pretty hot.
Yeah, she was.
Everybody was kind of struggling to see the ball go in the net. And when we started seeing it go in, our confidence started going up a little bit. It felt really good. And when we got that little roll at the end, it was just icing on the cake for us. It was feeling really good. And just to have that kind of roll, we don't get that too often. So when it does happen, you have to celebrate it. So that's what you saw there.
Yeah, we screamed at each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a question for Natasha Cloud. How do you feel about the way Tina Charles contributed to the offense, and how beneficial will it be going to the next game against Chicago Sky?
It's really good for Tina to get herself going again, to see the ball go in, to feel confident, to go up against just a single matchup. I mean, goodness, those doubles from Seattle were insane. So tonight was good, just overall for not only Tina's confidence, but for our team's confidence going into Chicago on Sunday.
Appreciate your insight, and I hope we see you back in the playoffs and the finals as well.
Heard you.
Thank you,
Speak it
Rafiq.
into existence. Yes, sir.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming to Tea Time, y'all.